Ladies and gentlemen, right now, at this very moment, some of you are facing challenges that feel impossible to overcome. Maybe you've hit a wall. Maybe you've tried and failed so many times that quitting seems like the only option. But I'm here to tell you, this is the moment that defines you. This is where champions are made. Resilience is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. It's the ability to keep moving forward despite resistance, to push through discomfort, failure, and doubt. Every person who has ever accomplished anything great has faced resistance, whether from the outside world or from within. Resistance comes in many forms: fear, criticism, failure, self-doubt, fatigue. But resilience is the force that allows you to rise above all of it. When life knocks you down, you have two choices: stay down and accept defeat, or get back up and push forward. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. They recognize that every challenge, every obstacle, every hardship is an opportunity to grow stronger. Instead of seeing resistance as a reason to stop, they see it as a reason to keep going. Because on the other side of resistance is transformation. Think about a time in your life when you faced a major challenge. Maybe it was a failure in business, a setback in your personal life, or a moment when you felt completely lost. At that moment, you had a choice: to let it define you or to rise above it. If you chose resilience, if you chose to fight through it, you came out stronger. You learned, you adapted, and you became more than you were before. That's the power of resilience over resistance. Most people give up when things get hard because they believe resistance is a sign to stop. But the truth is, resistance is a sign that you're growing. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires you to stretch beyond your limits, to do things you've never done before, to push past fear and self-doubt. The greatest breakthroughs in life come when you refuse to give in to resistance and choose to develop resilience instead. Resilience isn't about ignoring difficulties or pretending things are easy. It's about acknowledging the struggle and deciding that you will not be defeated by it. It's about conditioning yourself to respond to setbacks with strength rather than surrender. This kind of mental toughness doesn't happen overnight. It's built through experience, through struggle, through making the choice to keep going, even when everything inside you says to quit. Look at the stories of the world's most successful people. They all have one thing in common: they faced massive resistance but kept moving forward. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job and told she wasn't fit for TV. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These people faced rejection, failure, and doubt, but they didn't let resistance stop them. They chose resilience. So how do you develop resilience? First, you must shift your mindset. Instead of seeing resistance as a reason to quit, see it as proof that you're on the right path. Understand that every great achievement requires struggle. Second, take control of your self-talk. Your mind will try to convince you that you're not good enough, that it's too hard, that you should give up. You must replace those thoughts with the belief that you are capable, strong, and unstoppable. Third, surround yourself with people who push you to be better, who support you when you feel like quitting, and who remind you why you started in the first place. The truth is, resilience is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day to keep pushing, to keep fighting, to keep believing in yourself. The more you choose resilience over resistance, the stronger you become. The challenges that once seemed impossible will become stepping stones to your success. Every time you refuse to give up, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It determines how you react to challenges, how you handle failure, and ultimately how far you go in life. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall short isn't talent, resources, or luck. It's mindset. The way you think about yourself, your abilities, and your circumstances dictates the level of success you will achieve. If you want to change your life, you must first master your mindset. The mind is incredibly powerful. Every belief you hold, every thought you entertain, every word you speak is shaping your future. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that success is out of reach, that life is too hard, then you will live according to those beliefs. But if you train your mind to see possibilities instead of obstacles, to see lessons instead of failures, to see opportunities instead of limitations, everything changes. Most people go through life controlled by their thoughts instead of controlling their thoughts. They let fear, doubt, and negativity dictate their actions. They give up on dreams because their mind convinces them it's impossible. But the truth is, your mind will believe whatever you tell it repeatedly. If you constantly feed it thoughts of power, confidence, and perseverance, you will start to embody those qualities. If you train your mind to push forward despite fear, to see failure as growth, to embrace discomfort as part of the process, you will become unstoppable. One of the greatest obstacles to mastering your mindset is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. But fear is nothing more than a mental construct. It is only as real as you allow it to be. Every successful person you admire has felt fear. The difference is they didn't let it control them. They acknowledged it, but they moved forward anyway. They understood that fear is not a stop sign. It's a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. Another critical factor in mastering your mindset is self-discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up excited and ready to take on the world. Other days you won't feel like doing anything. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's training your mind to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. When you build discipline, you no longer rely on fleeting emotions to drive your actions. You operate on a higher level where your commitment to your goals outweighs your momentary feelings. Motivation. Your environment also plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you surround yourself with negative people, people who constantly complain, doubt, and make excuses, it's only a matter of time before their mindset starts to influence yours. But if you surround yourself with people who push you, who believe in you, who are striving for greatness themselves, your mindset will be elevated. You will start to think bigger, dream bigger, and act in ways that align with your highest potential. Another powerful way to master your mindset is to control your inner dialogue. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Are you encouraging or discouraging yourself? Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Your words have power. Every time you tell yourself, I can't do this, you reinforce that belief. But every time you say, I am capable, I am strong, I will figure this out, you rewire your mind for success. The ability to shift your perspective is also essential. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as lessons. Instead of dwelling on failure, analyze what went wrong and use it to improve. Instead of seeing rejection as a sign to give up, see it as redirection towards something better. Your perspective shapes your reality. The same situation can either break you or build you, depending on how you choose to interpret it. Mastering your mindset requires consistency. It's not something you do once and expect instant results. It's a daily practice. Every day you have to choose thoughts that empower you. Every day you have to reject negativity and replace it with belief, resilience, and determination. The more you do it, the stronger your mindset becomes. And once you've mastered your mindset, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Failure is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. Most people see failure as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. They fear it. They run from it. And when they encounter it, they let it define them. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It is not the end of the road. It is a lesson, a stepping stone, a tool for growth. Those who achieve great things in life are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who learn from failure and use it to get better. Every failure carries a message. It is feedback from life, showing you what works and what doesn't, where you need to improve and what needs to change. The most successful people in the world did not get there by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel their growth. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he didn't see them as defeats, he saw them as lessons. Each failure brought him one step closer to success. The way you interpret failure determines how it will impact your life. If you see it as proof that you're not good enough, you will lose confidence and give up. But if you see it as a teacher, as a necessary part of the process, you will use it to grow stronger. Every time you fail, you have two choices. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The people who rise above failure are the ones who understand that setbacks are not permanent, that mistakes do not define them, and that every challenge is an opportunity to learn. Fear of failure holds more people back than actual failure ever will. Some people never even try because they are so afraid of failing. They let the fear of making mistakes keep them trapped in their comfort zones, never taking risks, never chasing their dreams. But the truth is, the only real failure is not trying at all. If you never take action, you have already failed. The moment you step out and try something new, you have already won because you are taking a step toward growth. Failure builds resilience. When you experience failure and keep going, you become mentally stronger. You develop the ability to handle challenges, to adapt, to overcome obstacles. Every setback you face and push through increases your ability to handle adversity in the future. It prepares you for the next challenge and gives you the confidence to take on even bigger goals. People who succeed at the highest level have failed more times than most people have even tried. They didn't let failure stop them. They let it shape them into stronger, wiser, and more determined individuals. The key to turning failure into feedback is to analyze it. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, ask yourself what you can learn from the experience. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? What lesson is hidden in this setback? The most valuable lessons in life come from mistakes, not from success. When you extract the lesson from failure, you turn it into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Growth requires discomfort, and failure is part of that discomfort. If you are not failing, you are not pushing yourself hard enough. If everything you do is within your comfort zone, you are not growing. The greatest breakthroughs happen when you stretch beyond your limits, take risks, and put yourself in situations where failure is possible. The goal is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it as part of the journey. Reframing failure changes everything. Instead of seeing it as a negative outcome, see it as progress. Instead of seeing it as a reason to quit, see it as a reason to improve. Instead of seeing it as proof that you're not capable, see it as proof that you're learning, growing, and evolving. Every failure brings you closer to success. Every mistake is a step forward. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Discipline is the force that separates those who achieve from those who only dream. It is the ability to take action regardless of how you feel, to stay committed to your goals even when motivation disappears. Motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. Other days you don't feel like doing anything at all. If you rely solely on motivation to reach your goals, you will never be consistent. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when the excitement fades, when the challenges appear, and when the process feels slow. Success is not built on how motivated you feel in a given moment. It is built on the small, disciplined actions you take every single day. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders in history did not rely on motivation alone. They built habits of discipline that allowed them to show up, put in the work, and stay focused even when they didn't feel like it. They trained their minds to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term comfort. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who quit when things get hard. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It means showing up for your workout when you're tired, working on your business when you don't see immediate results, staying committed to your vision even when doubt creeps in. The mind naturally seeks comfort, but discipline is the ability to override that instinct and take action anyway. It is about mastering yourself, controlling your impulses, and sticking to your commitments no matter how you feel in the moment. Many people make the mistake of waiting for motivation before they take action. They tell themselves, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll do it when I have more energy. But the truth is, action creates motivation, not the other way around. The more you discipline yourself to take action, the more motivation you generate. When you push yourself to start, even when you don't feel like it, you build momentum. That momentum turns into progress, and progress fuels even more motivation. Discipline is the foundation that allows you to break free from the cycle of procrastination and inconsistency. Another key aspect of discipline is the ability to resist distractions. In a world filled with endless entertainment, social media, and instant gratification, discipline is what keeps you focused on what truly matters. It requires you to say no to things that do not align with your goals. It means choosing to work instead of scrolling through your phone, choosing to read instead of watching TV. Every time you make a disciplined choice, you strengthen your ability to stay focused and productive. Discipline is also about keeping the promises you make to yourself. When you set a goal, when you commit to a plan, you must follow through. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your confidence and self-trust. But every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build inner strength. You prove to yourself that you are reliable, that you are in control, that you have what it takes to succeed. Discipline is not just about external results. It is about the internal transformation that happens when you develop the ability to control your own actions. One of the most powerful ways to build discipline is through routines and habits. When you create a structure for your life, when you set clear goals and establish consistent habits, you remove the need for willpower. You don't have to decide every day whether or not you will take action. It becomes automatic. This is why the most successful people in the world follow strict routines. They wake up at the same time, they stick to their schedules, they eliminate distractions, and they prioritize the actions that lead to success. They do not rely on feelings, they rely on discipline. The truth is, discipline is what will determine your success more than anything else. It is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the ability to show up and do the work day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when progress feels slow. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It is the force that separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up when things get difficult. If you master discipline, there is nothing in life that can stop you. The people you surround yourself with play a crucial role in shaping your mindset, habits, and ultimately your success. Your environment influences your thoughts, your actions, and your beliefs about what is possible. If you spend time around negative, unmotivated people who constantly complain and make excuses, it becomes difficult to maintain a strong and focused mindset. But if you surround yourself with driven, positive, and ambitious individuals, their energy will push you to grow, challenge yourself, and become better. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is not just a cliche. It is a fundamental truth about human behavior. The people in your life either pull you forward or hold you back. If you are constantly around individuals who discourage your ambitions, doubt your abilities, and reinforce limiting beliefs, it will slowly erode your confidence and motivation. Negativity is contagious. It spreads through conversation, attitudes, and behaviors, and before you know it, you begin adopting the same patterns of thinking. The moment you start to doubt yourself, to believe that success is unattainable, or to settle for less than you're capable of, your potential is already being limited by those around you. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with individuals who push you to aim higher, who inspire you to become better, and who challenge you to grow, everything changes. When you are in an environment where people are constantly striving for success, overcoming obstacles, and maintaining a positive mindset, you naturally start to adopt the same habits. You begin to believe in yourself more, take bigger risks, and pursue your goals with greater intensity. Success leaves clues, and being in the presence of successful people allows you to absorb their strategies, mindset, and approach to life. One of the most important aspects of surrounding yourself with the right people is choosing those who will hold you accountable. Accountability is a powerful force. When you have individuals in your life who expect you to follow through on your commitments, who challenge you when you make excuses, and who push you to stay consistent, it increases your chances of success. It is easy to let yourself off the hook when no one is watching, but when you have a strong support system that refuses to let you settle for less, you are far more likely to stay on track. It is also essential to seek out mentors and role models, people who have already achieved what you aspire to accomplish. Learning from those who have walked the path before you accelerates your growth. A mentor can provide guidance, offer valuable insights, and help you navigate challenges more effectively. Instead of figuring everything out on your own, you can gain wisdom from those who have already made the mistakes and learned the lessons. Surrounding yourself with people who have accomplished what you want to achieve gives you a blueprint for success and reinforces the belief that if they did it, so can you. Being in the right environment also fuels your ambition. When you are surrounded by individuals who are constantly striving for more, who are setting and achieving big goals, who are disciplined and focused, who refuse to settle, you are naturally inspired to do the same. You begin to raise your own standards. You stop making excuses. You start expecting more from yourself. Ambition is fueled by exposure. The more you see what is possible, the more you believe in your own ability to achieve greatness. At the same time, distancing yourself from toxic relationships is just as important as surrounding yourself with positive influences. If there are people in your life who constantly bring negativity, discourage your dreams, or drain your energy, it may be necessary to limit your time with them. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out, but it does mean being intentional about where you invest your energy. You cannot afford to let negativity take root in your mind. Protect your space, protect your energy. Choose relationships that add value to your life, not ones that subtract from it. Building the right environment takes effort. Sometimes it requires stepping out of your comfort zone and seeking out new connections. It may involve joining groups, attending seminars, networking with like-minded individuals, or even relocating to a place where you are surrounded by a culture of success. The effort is worth it because the people around you will either propel you forward or keep you stuck where you are. When you surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and push you, you create an environment where growth becomes inevitable. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It determines how you interpret challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately how far you go in life. The way you think shapes your reality. If you believe that you are capable, that you are strong enough, that you can figure things out no matter what happens, you will find a way to succeed. But if you allow doubt, fear, and negativity to take over, you will create barriers that do not actually exist. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you achieve. It is the difference between those who rise above difficulties and those who let circumstances dictate their lives. The most successful people in the world do not have an easier path. They experience failure, rejection, and obstacles just like everyone else. The difference is in how they think. They do not see challenges as reasons to quit. They see them as opportunities to grow. They do not let fear paralyze them. They push through it. They do not focus on what is outside of their control. They focus on what they can change. A strong mindset is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing to interpret reality in a way that empowers you instead of limiting you. Developing mental resilience starts with the way you talk to yourself. Your internal dialogue either builds you up or breaks you down. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that you will never succeed, that things never work out for you, then your actions will reflect that belief. But if you train your mind to see obstacles as temporary, to reframe failure as feedback, to remind yourself that you are capable of handling anything life throws at you, you will develop an unstoppable level of confidence. Your words shape your reality, and what you say to yourself matters more than anything anyone else says to you. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make is to take full ownership of your life. People who succeed do not blame their circumstances, their past, or other people for where they are. They take responsibility. They understand that while they cannot control everything that happens, they can control how they respond. The moment you shift from a victim mentality to a mindset of ownership, everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for external changes. You start taking action, knowing that your future is in your hands. A strong mind also requires feeding it with the right information. If you constantly consume negativity, if it's through the news, social media, or the people around you, you'll start to adopt that negativity in your own thinking. But if you fill your mind with knowledge, with inspiring stories, with empowering messages, you begin to shift your perspective. You start to see possibilities where others see limitations. You start to believe in your own potential because you are constantly reinforcing that belief with the information you take in. Another key element of mental strength is learning to embrace discomfort. Growth does not happen inside your comfort zone. If you always avoid difficult situations, if you back away when things get tough, you will never develop the strength needed to overcome bigger challenges. Pushing yourself beyond your limits, stepping into uncertainty, and embracing the struggle are what build resilience. Every time you do something that challenges you, you become mentally stronger. You develop the ability to face bigger obstacles without breaking down. Mental toughness is also about controlling your focus. Your mind will always look for what you tell it to find. If you focus on problems, on what is wrong, on why things are unfair, your mind will find more reasons to feel stuck. But if you train yourself to focus on solutions, on opportunities, on what you can do instead of what you can't, you will always find a way forward. The ability to direct your focus is one of the most powerful skills you can develop because it determines how you experience life. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you build. It is strengthened through challenges, through setbacks, through moments when you feel like giving up but choose to keep going. The strongest people are not the ones who have never struggled. They are the ones who have struggled and refuse to let it break them. They have trained their minds to stay strong no matter what happens. They have built the mental toughness to keep moving forward even when things seem impossible. They have conditioned themselves to see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow.